Once it finishes loading, the first thing you should see is an empty grid at the top, and then images that you've already posted to Instagram. Now you can start designing. So let's start by adding photos. If we tap the grid, we see this toolbar appear at the bottom. We're going to go through all of these tools in depth a little bit later, but for now let's start with the plus sign, which lets you add photos. Even if you have one grid selected, you can add as many photos as you like. So I'm going to add these 3, and then tap Done. Another way to add photos is to double tap an empty grid. You can add as many photos as you like, so I'm just going to add 2, and then hit Done, and let them load. Now say I don't want them in this order. I can rearrange them in 2 different ways. The first way is to drag and drop, so if I want this one first, I can drag it. And the second way is to use the rearrange tool. So say I want to switch the positions of these 2, I can tap both of them and then tap these 2 arrows and they'll switch spots. Or say I want to move these 3 up to these 3 spots. I tap all 6 spots and then I tap my rearrange tool and let them move. To edit a photo, I select the photo and then select this little edit icon in the middle of the toolbar. So here I'm going to crop it, make it a square, hit apply, and I'm going to bump up the saturation a little bit, hit apply. If you want to undo something, you swipe to the left, and if you want to redo something, you swipe to the right. When I'm done with edits, I hit Done. Now let's add a caption to this photo. The photo is selected, and I'm going to tap the little feather quill icon at the bottom. I can write any caption I like, and I can add hashtags with the hashtag keyword, which you tap here. I'm going to add Instagood, love, and theme. Then I'm going to hit save. Something else you can do with captions is caption multiple photos at once. So say I always use the same hashtags. I can go to my hashtag keyboard and I can just start popping in hashtags. And click save, and now all 4 of those photos have all of the hashtags that I use. If you ever want to deselect photos, you can tap this X in the top corner. Next, we're going to go through scheduling. So there are 2 different kinds of reminders. The first reminder you can schedule is a recurring reminder. So I've already got a couple in here. Every day at 9:40 I get a reminder, and on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays I get a reminder at 2:15. To add a new reminder, I tap here, select a time of day, and select the days of the week that I would like to be reminded, then hit save at the top. And now it's there at the bottom of my list. If I want to edit a reminder, I just go in, tap what I want to edit, and hit save. And to delete a reminder, I go in, go to the bottom, and hit delete reminder. The second way that you can add reminders is by going to this middle tab, which says Custom Post. Here I can select a specific image that I want for a time that's not one of my repeating reminders. So for example, maybe I want to do 6:01 p.m. on Friday. So I select that, my photo is selected, I hit save. The other thing you can do is select multiple photos and schedule them for the same time. This feature is great if you have a specific announcement you want to make, or a special post that's kind of outside of your other reminder times. The third tab is the calendar tab. So this gives you a general sense of the rhythm of your posts and what times of day you're posting on any given day. So now we're going back to our home screen and we're going to post a photo. So to post a photo, I select it, I select the Instagram logo, and here it's a confirm page, so I'm going to see the image the way I edited it, I'm going to see the caption that I wrote with all my hashtags, and I'm going to note that it says you can paste your caption into the caption box on Instagram. So let's open Instagram. My photo shows up because it's saved in my camera roll. Then I tap next. If I want, I can do it last minute editing, but I'm not going to. And then instead of writing out my caption all over again, I just tap paste and hit OK. And then I can hit share and share it to my Instagram. All right, this next section we're going to do a couple of advanced features, including multiple accounts, analytics, and settings. For multiple accounts, I go to the top and tap my account username, and I can add an account. You just log in the way you logged in with your first account. This is great if you have maybe a personal account, a blog account, and a Finsta. You can store all of your Insta-worthy content ahead of time for each one. To log out of an account, you go to your side menu, and you can either log out of all the accounts if you have multiple logged in, or just the one account that you're on. Next, we're going to look at analytics. So we're on our home screen. We go to the bottom, and there's a tab with a little graph. Analytics shows you how your account's doing. So you can see the number of likes and comments, which is on this one. You can see your top post of all time, which was this one, and you can see your engagement, which is 63 likes and 59 comments on that particular post. The best times for you to post. So if you always post at the same times, you can see which ones get the most engagement usually, which is awesome to help schedule. And then there's best hashtags. So these are the hashtags that have been on posts that got the most likes and comments. And you can know which ones are the most effective in getting your posts seen. The next thing we're going to look at is back on our home screen, and that's the Instagram toolbar. So if you scroll down to your Instagram photos, you can see that they've been posted because they have that little Instagram icon in the corner. If I tap one like this one, maybe I want to see what it would look like if I deleted that photo. So I tap this little eyeball, which is phantom mode, and I go in and I select photos that I'd like to see deleted. Another thing we can do with the Instagram toolbar is grid shift. So I can see what my feed will look like once I've posted a photo. So this is the next photo up in my queue. I use grid shift and see what it'll look like next to the photos already posted. The third thing you can do, which is pretty simple, is you can turn on and off the little Instagram icons. So obviously on Instagram it doesn't show those icons, so on here you can turn them off too. There's one more thing that you can do with your grid in terms of modifying it. If we open the menu and go to settings, you'll see this behavior, which is called live grid. If you don't want to shift your photos manually every time you post, you can turn on live grid, which shifts all of your posts down after you've put one on Instagram. It's a quick little step. Another thing that you can do in settings is change the appearance of the app. So say I wanted to have something a little more moody to match darker photos, I could change to dark mode, but I like a little glitz and glam, so I put on the gold accent color. And that accent color is going to show up in different parts of my app, like analytics, it shows up for the graph, or here it shows up when I select photos. Last but not least, there is the tips menu. So if you go to your sidebar, tap tips, you'll see that there's a playlist of all the different tips that we went over today, and also a full tour at the bottom. So if you ever need any more tips or need a refresher on how to use UNUM, you can find them here. We'll always let you know when we've added more features. All right, that's it for now. Happy designing!